drum. Turning xylophone. There he is.
You see the girl's ponytail? You see the xylophone?
Yeah.
Right in front of this girl with the ponytail. Little, a little. And then singing from there.
teaching. He's going to hang up his baton. Section under the direction of Mr. Fagan, so he's going to say a few words.
I actually think I have a pretty unique perspective on Mr. Fagan. I remember, and this is not a roast, it won't be long, but I do remember recruiting night and going there with my parents and him looking at me and go, "Steve, you're going to play the cornet, right?" He started writing, and I said, "Oh no, I'm going to play the trombone." And he was shocked, and there I am playing the trombone. Because my brother, who was a trumpet player and probably took lessons from Mr. Fagan, was starting to teach me already, so I could have, a little head start. It was the horn that Mr. Fagan either sold or gave to us, so I was actually practicing on his old cornet. So he thought I was going to be playing cornet, but I didn't. But Mr. Fagan was my first trombone. He did start me at Goodwin School in the boiler room. Something's going to change. He was my first private lesson teacher. I remember going to his house, and he would be in the basement and yell, "Stay on the rug, stay on the rug." He was my junior high band director, and now my colleague. And so I'm very grateful for what he has done for me personally. But professionally, I feel very honored to work here at West Aurora, and very honored to work with Mr. Fagan. And as a matter of fact, I think I've actually picked up a few of his traits, one or two. Even today, the freshman band can vouch for this. I was up here working with the freshman band on a march, and I did some kind of conjuncting gesture, and they all stopped playing. And I said, "What's going on?" And they said, "You look like Mr. Fagan right there. You just stopped." But I think I can speak for many of the former students, and he's had several, and these current students that we want to thank you for enriching our lives through your teaching. And you probably don't realize this, and I know I don't realize this on a daily basis when you go and you teach all day long and you teach for so long, but you really do make a huge difference in our lives, and I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.
A lot of you know that I'm really a man of few words. I don't like to speak very much, but once you get me going, watch out. Thank you all. The 34 years kind of went by like that. As I look back, I can just remember getting out, graduating from the University of Illinois, and as a 21-year-old kid, wondering what am I going to do the rest of my life. And here I am now, 34 years later, and thinking, what am I going to do the rest of my life? I'm sure that I will find something. Mow the yard, something. Anyway, getting out of the program, we took this wonderful bunch of kids. And by the way, I couldn't have had a better bunch of kids for my last year than this group on this stage. I'm really serious. Every year we take the 8th grade band on a trip, and an overnight trip, just a short trip, not a big one, so we don't compete with the high school trips, but something to give them a taste of what is to come if they continue with the program. And we have, for the last several years, gone down to St. Louis and competed in a festival in conjunction with the Six Flags amusement park down there. And we have always been very successful in our endeavors down there. And this year was no exception. We brought back a couple of trophies, which we'll bring out and show you in just a minute. But the kids just always play well. Our kids just do play well. And the judges tell us that. So we know that we're doing something right here in West Aurora. But somebody else is doing something well, and I think it's you parents, because I'm telling you, we had a ball. Kids had fun. We didn't have to say anything to anybody. The kids, we said, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and they said, okay, fine, and that's the way it went. I never had to raise my voice to a single kid, and we all just had a good time, and that's what really makes the trip a lot of fun. So thank you, parents, for doing a really good job with these kids.
Now, Mr. Fagan thought he was going to get off easy. But I have a speech I prepared for him. I've known him for a very long time, and we have 3 students come through this program. Make a joyful noise. When I hear that phrase, I think of Mike Fagan. Although the noises weren't always joyful, especially in the beginning of 5th grade. And something like dying geese comes to mind. But through his expertise and devotion, these students made beautiful music. When I was asked to present this gift to Mr. Fagan, I was truly honored. I called my mom, and she said that it must be almost as good as getting a gift myself. I told her that it was much better, because it gives me the opportunity to share with all of you the thoughts, memories, and gratitude that I feel for a man that I truly like, admire, and respect. Mr. Fagan has taken all 3 of our children through the middle school band program at Washington Middle School. One of our sons still plays for his college jazz band. The other pulls his instrument out once in a while and plays just for his own enjoyment. And Mr. Fagan has been kind enough to see my daughter through this program this year, right before he leaves. All of our children have been blessed to have Mr. Fagan instill the love of music in their lives. Mike, I don't know if you truly realize how many lives you've enriched and how many more you will have a hand in enriching, as many of your students will hand the appreciation of music down to their children. I'm sure that many of their children will play in a band too. All 3 of my children have attended the St. Louis competition. All 3 times we've taken home first place. It always excites me, but it really doesn't surprise me, because the bands that are produced by these band directors sound as mature as any high school band. This is due to the dedication of all band directors. There's a couple stories that come to mind with the St. Louis trips, and they exemplify Mr. Fagan's ability to handle our children at this level, which is not something that I want to do at the junior high level. One night, in one particular trip, my son, of course, his roommates in the boys' room next to theirs decided to communicate between the 2 rooms using drumsticks on the walls at 1 in the morning. Yeah, it was mine. Mr. Fagan came, knocked on the door, told them to knock it off. And they did. And the reason they did was because they could have sworn that he was smiling when he turned and walked away. They respected him because he remembers what it's like to be that age and to be just keyed up with the trip and just so excited. On another trip, the buses were being loaded. I mean, everybody's going out to the buses. We were worried, seeing that half of the students were running back into the hotel because they forgot something. They were looking for music, neck straps, reeds, shirts. And what I remember the most, it's a picture that'll stay in my mind the rest of my life. There's Mr. Fagan walking out to the bus, smiling and nodding to everybody and talking to all the students. And even the ones that were walking in, He was just shaking his head like, yeah, go ahead, go back in. My husband asked him, how do you do this year after year? Doesn't this worry you with these kids running around? And in his typical fashion, he just said, no, I tell them that we have to load the buses an hour earlier before we really have to load the buses. That way, we're always early. Mr. Fagan has brought the love and appreciation of music into all of our homes, and we have taken him into our hearts and our lives. I don't only speak for my family, but for all the families through the years that were lucky enough to have been touched by this man. Many of the students who have come through the band under the direction of Mr. Fagan are still making joyful noises, and we will be forever grateful. I'll let you know I'm Kathy Porzell. I forgot to tell you, God told me to say something, and I'm with the West Aurora Middle School Band Boosters. We have a gift to present to Mr. Fagan for all of his years of service to our children. And it's a gift certificate for the Chicago Symphony Orchestra to choose the programs you would like to see. Thank you very much.
Thank you all very much. Now I think our trumpets have had enough time to rest their lips, so they're ready for the next song. Originally, it's called Trumpets Olay. It's an old standard. I think I played when I first started directing the band. I had a good trumpet section. We pulled it out, and we've got a real powerhouse in the trumpet section this year, so we're going to reprise it. I said, now guys, girls, let's see if we can all get some sombreros for this thing and make it a little special. So they said, sure, Mr. Fagan, we'll work on that and get those sombreros. Well, last night at the rehearsal, I said, has everybody got their sombreros ready for the concert tomorrow night? And they all went, we don't have any. So I said, well, you know, it's kind of a Spanish flavored song, Trumpets Olay. It'll really be a nice touch. So I guess I'm the one that's wearing the sombrero all day.
teaching this band program. So I've never known him when I didn't work with him. I hope I still like him. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Anyway, before we play our last piece, we just hope that you all have a very safe and restful summer with your kids at home. Once again, if you need any assistance and some ideas to keep them playing over the summer, and please do keep them playing over the summer, let us know. Also, attached to the program for 8th grade parents is an invitation to our 8th grade band banquet, and please take that home and fill it out. This has been such a super group of kids. We really want everyone to be there and everyone to attend. And to make it even more special this year, we have a special guest speaker, the 2003 Illinois State Teacher of the Year, happens to be a band director, and just on a fluke, we kind of emailed this district because part of his gift of being Teacher of the Year is that they have a semester off to do speaking engagements and so forth. We just kind of emailed him, and he said, oh, he would love to come and speak. So that would be a real treat. We hope all of your 8th grade parents will come and help us celebrate a wonderful year with your students in the band program. Thank you.
one on the stage.
I drive for Mr. Fagan, but they all wanted him to wear the big one.
You did good. Hey, boys. That's good. That's my guy.
Good.
Going down the spring to get
Yeah, go on.
Why do you want to go that way?
No.
Because what?
I want to go that way.
Why? Are you going to go out that door right there? It's the one door over.
No, she wants to go see her friends.
Can I give you
Please, I want to go see them.
Okay, go ahead.